Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing how I made these lovely pockets to put in the index cards, as I made so many during the last 2 weeks. I thought this might be a really lovely project, and we are going to use a jelly print or jelly prints for that. And here is how this works. I'm starting with a piece of paper that measures 5.5 inches and 6.5 inches, so 5.5 and 6.5. And then I score on the shorter side at 5 and at a ½ inch. And then I turn the whole thing around and I'm scoring on the long side, on the 6.5 inch side. And at this point, you maybe have to decide which will be your front and your back, maybe, and also what will be the front and the back side of your pocket. You want to turn your paper with the back side to the left, and we're starting with a ½ inch. I'm scoring at ½ inch, and then I'm scoring at 3.5 inches. And so everything from the 3.5 inch line will be to the left will be the back side, and the other will be the front. And I decided to use the dot pattern here, the orange dot pattern, as my inside. You will be able to see a little bit from the inside later, so it's nice to have something on there, but it's not important. And now I'm drawing in some cutting lines. I hope you will be able to see everything. I go from the score lines with an angle, because these will make our pockets. And I'm marking out the areas that I will cut away. And now I can fold that, and here I'm drawing kind of a tab in. So it looks a bit nicer with a tab on the back, I think. So I'm just doing this without measuring anything. And I'm also marking out the areas that I need to cut away now. And now I'm going to cut this out. You don't have to use a jelly print for this. Of course, you can use any kind of pretty paper you have laying around. It's a bit hard to see the scoring line on that jelly print, so I will fold that again so I will be able to see it more easily. I will give you the details of this process over on the Rubber Dance blog, so if you are not sure how this works, jump on over. I will have some photos and a detailed description for you, so it's easy to recreate this. And I'm doing the same here. I'm folding it to be able to see that scoring line a bit better, and I'm cutting down. Of course, if you have other index cards, you might want to change the size of your full sheet of paper. And of course, also the score lines should be changed. My index cards have a format of A7. So you will be able to put an A7 size paper into this pocket. I'm now going to fold these flaps, and these are going to be just with glue will close. These will close our tab. So now you can now adhere it, or if you have maybe a die cutting machine or a bigger die for paper, you can create a window to the front if you want to. And I will do that because I really like to be able peeking into the envelope. What I'm doing here, I'm just rounding the corners a little. That just looks a bit nicer compared to sharp edges. And you can easily do this with your scissors. Yes, and now I'm going to search for a nice frame die, a small one, where I can, what I can use to make a window to the front. And I found one, it's one from the Action store, I believe, but you can use any kind of shape you have. It can be a heart, a circle, maybe just a banner or a smaller opening. And I'm going to use this one, and I already, here you can see, I already ran it through the Big Shot, and here I have a piece of clear plastic that I want to adhere behind the window. Of course, you don't have to do this, you just can leave it open if you want to. I'm cutting the plastic a little bit bigger than my window. You should take care that it's big enough to cover the double-sided glue strips we are going to use, so they don't hang over and will stick to the other side of your pocket later. What you now can do, you can stamp that piece of acetate if you want to, and I placed it to that cutout to see where the center is, and I want to stamp it with just a piece of a leaf stamp, and I decided not to go with black. I decided to go with a rusty brown color. It might be not the right decision because it's not very visible in the end, so next time I'm going to use definitely a black color, but I think it's a nice accent to stamp on that clear sheet. I'm also stamping the word grow to that little window. I think it's such a nice idea to stamp some words onto it, maybe. I'm not sure. I think it could be really fun experimenting with this and with different stamps. By the way, you have to use StazOn ink when you are stamping to a plastic, because this one will dry very quickly and it will stay there. I don't know any other ink that will work good on a plastic sheet. Now it's time to stick in that window. I'm using a double-sided tape for that, and I will just cover the edges and then I will adhere the plastic. As I said, I'm going to share the details of this project over on our blog, so there it might be easier for you to recreate it with the measurements and all that stuff. And I will also show you some photos, and I made already some more of these fun pockets, and I will share these over the next weeks on our blog. In case it happens that you have some of the double-sided tape hanging over your plastic, you can use some baby powder, for example, and just go over it, and it will take away the stickiness. I'm now going to close this, and I'm using the glue stick for that. I just covered the flaps with some of the glue stick. You can also use double-sided tape, of course. I'm just I don't trust these tapes, because in the past, it's been years ago, I did a lot of scrapbooking mini albums with photos from our kids, and almost all of them were fallen apart because these tapes don't hold forever, and I hope that this glue will last a bit longer. I'm now going to stamp something on the tab. It's so much fun to decorate these envelopes now. You can add die cuts, you can add some stamping, some collage elements, whatever you like to do. And I will give you some more inspirations for this in the next few weeks. For example, this is made with a die from Tim Holtz, and it has this folder, so you don't have to cut it on your own. You can just die cut it, but it does not have the hinges to close the folder, so you cannot make a pocket automatically from this. But you have to you have to make your hinges yourself and glue them in to make it into a pocket. And here you can see how I put in these index cards, and it's so lovely when you can see through the window, I think. And on the other one at the top left, I used that specimen die cut from Tim Holtz and just slipped in a stamped collage for the image. I think that's also a lovely idea to decorate these envelopes. Here is another one I have made, and I have a little tip for you with the index cards. Usually they are quite messy on the back, and I decided to glue another index card to the back side. And here I did this, and it looks much better than the dirty back. And you can use it for writing and all that kind of stuff. And I really like to see through that little area what's going on behind. Yes, I hope you enjoyed that little project. Jump over to the blog for the details. And I hope we will see us next time. Maybe you'll like to watch some other videos. Bye!